My own mother called me a parasite. The word didn't just echo, it stung, clinging to me long after she said it. I can still hear the way she said it, sharp, cold, and final. You're 27, Emily. Still figuring out life while your sister's starting a family? She needs the apartment more than you. My throat burned, and I felt a familiar lump forming. That tiny one-bedroom place wasn't much, but it was mine. It was my first taste of real independence after a lifetime of being told I wasn't quite good enough. My sister, Hannah, stood just behind her, one hand resting on her swollen belly, her eyes fixed on the floor. I wanted to feel angry at her, to resent her, but I couldn't. She looked so fragile, so glowing, and honestly so scared. All I could do was nod and whisper, "Okay." I packed my life into boxes, the silence in my room punctuated by the soft laughter drifting from the kitchen. They were already making plans for my apartment, my space, my home. With 2 suitcases in hand and a silent promise to myself, I walked out, vowing this was not how my story would end. The next month was a blur of crashing on my friend Sarah's couch, surrounded by a mountain of rejections. I spent my days job hunting and my nights staring at the ceiling, fighting back tears. Every automated "thank you for your interest" email felt like another door slamming shut. It felt like the universe was confirming what my mother had said. But one night, scrolling through listings until my eyes burned, I saw it. A marketing internship. It was barely paid, but it promised growth, a chance. With trembling hands and a tiny spark of hope, I applied. 2 weeks later, I got the job. It was absolute chaos. Long hours, endless coffee runs, and a learning curve that felt vertical. But for the first time in a long time, I felt alive. I wasn't just surviving, I was building something. I absorbed everything, made connections, and worked harder than I ever had before. 6 months in, my boss called me into his office. They offered me a full-time role. Holding my first real professional paycheck, I felt a weight and a pride that no apology I never received could ever match. It was tangible proof that I was more than a parasite. I was a provider for myself. A year flew by. With my savings, I bought a small condo. It wasn't in a fancy neighborhood, and it needed some love, but it was mine. It had big windows that flooded the rooms with sunlight and a quietness that felt like a sanctuary. One morning, my phone rang. It was Mom. Her voice was different, cracked and fragile. "Emily, Hannah's marriage, it's falling apart. He left her. She's coming back home with the baby." I was thinking, maybe she could stay with you for a little while. I looked out my window at the city skyline, the same view that once seemed so daunting and cold. A calm washed over me. I took a deep breath and said softly, but firmly, "I'm sorry, Mom. I don't have the space." The silence on the other end of the line was heavy, but for the first time, it wasn't filled with my guilt. It was filled with my peace, because sometimes, losing the home you thought you needed is the only way to learn how to build a home within yourself. And that is a kind of shelter, a kind of dignity that no one can ever take away from you. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this journey with me. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.